Jiarui is a fighter. The 10-year-old quickly recovered after losing a leg in China's devastating Sichuan earthquake. Now she's going back to school and she's trying her best to be brave.
While the other kids were catching up in class, I was stuck in the rehab center.
When Jiang arrives, she's relieved to spot a few familiar faces. Only a quarter of her classmates escaped their school alive. High school senior Zhao Chunling is also starting fresh after losing her hand in the quake. She's working double time to keep up, but refuses to complain.
A boy trapped beneath me helped dig me out of the rubble, but he didn't survive. I think about him constantly.
May's quake claimed 80,000 lives, but it also left more than 50,000 people dealing with serious injuries.
Survivors considered themselves lucky to be pulled alive from the quake's wreckage. But when the joys subsided, the realities of being disabled sank in.
The Chinese government extended free medical care to quake victims, leaving the hospital system stretched to the max. We met Chuan days after she was pulled out of a factory where she worked as a chemist. Doctors had to amputate her legs, but back then she was thankful just to be breathing. But months later, Tao's literally at a standstill. Her doctors say government-issued prosthetic legs are too heavy for her, and her poor farming family can't afford lightweight ones from the U.S.
With better prosthetics, I would be able to find another job. I don't want to use a wheelchair my whole life.
But Tao's problems won't end with fancy prosthetics despite her college degree. The quake left an extra 1.5 million able-bodied people without jobs in a part of the country that's already struggling with poverty. Up to 80% of the population in the quake's worst-hit areas are unemployed. And that puts the newly disabled at a disadvantage.
The greatest risk is that they will be marginalized and perhaps paid to stay at home.
Perhaps the grown-ups must now learn from Sichuan's children that surviving the unimaginable can offer up strength they never knew they had. Celia Hatton, CBS News, Chengdu, Sichuan Province.